We're going to be talking about how your reptile keeping experience can be enhanced not only by watching reptile content, but by making it yourself. Since you're watching this, you already know how great it is that we in the community can share the wonderful and crazy things that we do. And I'm going to try to convince you that you can do it too. Just give me 10 minutes of your time and let's see if I can show you how it would be a great experience for you. Now, I know not all of us can travel the world like Dave Kaufman or make incredible vivariums like Tanner at Serpent Designs or film an entire ecosystem like Mikey at Ants Canada. But you don't need to do such grand gestures to start a channel. Have you ever looked at these channels and said, oh my goodness, I could never do that? Well, go back in history and take a look at their first video and see, yeah, you know what? Maybe I could do that. But let's take a step back. I mean, not everybody wants to be a social media star. But if some of you are interested in promoting your business or using it as a way to further your education or just have fun, you can do any of that. You don't have to be so serious about it that you have to learn the nuances of the algorithm. And you don't have to take on the pressure of posting on a weekly schedule or any schedule. If you're doing it for fun, then just do it for fun. But if you want to grow your channel or support a business, well, then it's time to get to know the basics. Well, let's start with just having fun for personal growth. Social media is very much like journaling, to where you can track where you've been and how far you've come since you started. Doing it online means you're also creating friends and a community around what you're doing. I mean, I had a friend who had a stroke and decided he was going to post an update every single day. And here we are 2 years later. He never expected anybody to actually watch it. And now he's continuing it because there's so many people who like to have that every day. And so this is a way that you can record what you are doing, record your process, and make friends and community at the same time. Now, if you don't care about channel growth and you're doing it just for your own personal enrichment, then it really doesn't matter how fast your channel grows. But at this point, how about if I give you my background and talk about how doing a digital outreach has enriched me personally? Now, in my case, I did have extensive experience in chameleons before I started an outreach. The reason why I started an outreach was to build community and have a vehicle for my personal growth. And from there was born the Chameleon Academy, which next year is going to be celebrating its 10th anniversary. And because of that show, I've been able to interview over 100 keepers, breeders, veterinarians, and scientists around the world that have helped me grow tremendously in my passion, chameleons. And I've grown more in the last 10 years than I did the 35 years before I started the podcast. Having an outreach not only focuses and documents your experience, it also gives you contacts in the community. These contacts can help you grow while you help the viewers grow. So having a social media outreach is a way of being part of the community and contributing as much as you benefit. Now, I recognize with greater exposure and being out there comes with a little bit of nervousness for some people, and that nervousness is well placed. There's people out there that just like to troll and just be haters, even if there's nothing that you've done. This is a real concern, but there are tools on each one of these social media platforms that allow you to block and limit the interaction with certain elements of the community. Definitely recommend to learn those tools. But remember, you don't always have to put yourself on camera or even use your real name. People have made accounts for their chameleons, their dogs, any other pet. People are using pen names online, and some people have faceless accounts where you never see what they look like. So what is your level of comfort? Because there's a channel like that. Now, let's say you're open to considering doing an outreach, but you're really not that comfortable being on camera, and maybe there's something else that you're good at. The good news is there's many ways that you can create an outreach, and let's go over them. First, writing. If you're good at writing, you can have a blog on either your website or there's these blog websites like medium.com. Blogs used to be the main digital outreach until video took over, but it's still a powerful medium and it's still used extensively. Now, you can also create an email newsletter, which goes out every week or however often you want it to go out. And this is another thing that if you're good at writing, you can do an email newsletter. And they don't grow as fast, but they are a powerful way to communicate with a community. And how about speaking? You enjoy speaking? There's podcasts for that. And actually, that's where I started. That's my comfort level. I actually enjoy all of these, but my favorite medium is the spoken podcast. Now, let's just clear up some terms. The official name for this on-demand radio is a podcast. If there's a video component to it, that's called a vodcast. Now, out there, many people just use the word podcast for both, but in a situation like this, we need to use the correct terms. Podcasting is an amazing way to reach people, and once you have their attention, you generally have their attention longer than you do with a video. The downside to a podcast is it's not very searchable. Yes, you can search for certain podcasts, but you have to know that you're searching for that type. Like I have a chameleon podcast. If you go on a podcast platform, you may not be expecting a chameleon podcast. And so the chances of you stumbling across it, unless you're typing in reptile search terms, are pretty low. If YouTube gets any inkling of an idea that you like reptiles, well, it's going to serve up my show. And so when it comes to finding your channel, it's a lot easier on YouTube than it is, say, on a podcast provider. Now, nothing stops you from putting a podcast on YouTube. And that's the way to have the best of both worlds. And so if you do like podcasting, it's not dead. It's a very powerful medium, and there's ways that we can make it work in this world. Oh, and how about still photography? My poor Instagram fellows. Yes, Instagram actually is still a very good platform if you like still photography. I know you got reels all over the place, short form video, but the platform still has still photography. And if you do it well, people will enjoy it. And finally, there's video. If you're good at video, well, then you've got the keys to the kingdom. Video is the most consumed of the mediums. And whether it's long form video here on YouTube or short form video less than 60 seconds, which of course that always changes, video is a powerful way to get your message across. And if you're good at video, I recommend video. It's going to be the easiest way to build a channel. Although there's one more, and that's public speaking, because more and more shows are going live these days, which means you have a live feed, it's video, and people will be in the chat live and you're going to be able to interact with them. And so if you like public speaking, although this isn't really the same as public speaking, but working the crowd, interacting with the crowd, there's live sessions on pretty much all the platforms that you can take advantage of. Now, I wish selecting a platform was as simple as picking the one that you really enjoyed. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. I love video, but I was not very good at making video. Sure, my videos actually turned out quite nice, but it was a horrible experience me trying to make a video. There's like 378 takes for one video, and it was a horrendous experience. So video was not my thing. At least not to begin with. But I was able to train myself. I mean, it wasn't easy, but I really put myself through self-imposed boot camps to get good at the skills that I needed to make video. My path to becoming a YouTuber is a rich story, complete with frustration, vows to never do this again, and forcing myself to learn basic skills that I was convinced everybody else was pretty much born with. And so I really had to learn patience with myself as I learned skills from scratch. So if you want to do an outreach but don't feel you have the skills, then, well, I know how you feel. But if you want to learn the skills, you can, and I think I can help you. Now, this channel that you're seeing right here is not my first channel. Between my Chameleon Academy outreach, Panther Chameleon podcast, Reptile Entrepreneur Show, I have a lot of experience with YouTube, podcast, Instagram, newsletters, website, and I even have my foot into that TikTok thing just to make sure I keep abreast of what's going on. All those outreaches were chosen strategically for the market I wanted to reach. But this one, Misty Forest Dragons, what's that? Well, that name is a little bit mysterious, and that's on purpose. This channel, I just want to have fun. And here I can do anything I want. So expect some non-standard things on this channel. For example, I want to see if I can help other people learn to start their own reptile YouTube channel. I want to share what I have learned about starting a YouTube channel so you can do it yourself. I really believe that the community gets better when we have more content creators. The reason is when you create content, you have to think about what you're doing. And the more people that are thinking about what they're doing, the better. And so I have a complete mini-series tutorial on how to start your own YouTube channel. Now I'll be talking about it in the context of starting a reptile YouTube channel, but you can apply this to any topic. And if you've ever thought about starting your own YouTube channel, this is the perfect mini-series for you. And if you've never thought about starting a YouTube channel, well, it's still going to be a fun thing because you're going to be able to see the behind the scenes look as to how these things get put together. Okay, so what are the next steps? Okay, there's 3 next steps, but don't click away until I get to the final end because there's going to be something at the end for you. We're going to be starting our YouTube lesson right here, right now. Here are the 3 steps that I'd like you to take, and I'm going to explain the significance of each one of them. The first is to subscribe to this channel. The second is to leave a comment as to what your favorite platform is to work on. And if you don't have one that you work on, say, I'm waiting for my calling. You just put that in the comments. And the third thing is to share this video with one of your friends. Subscribing is actually more of a value to the creator, me, than it is to you, because we all need to get 1,000 subscribers before we can be monetized and share in the ad revenue with YouTube. And the subscriber count is actually how we are judged in our community. The higher the subscriber count, well, the better you are. So subscribe to show the support for the creators who have given you value. And hopefully that includes me. But more and more, where you are subscribed on any of these platforms doesn't matter as to what shows up in your feed. And this is because of the TikTokification of the world. These algorithms are now showing you what it thinks you like. So if you want more of a certain creator's content, comment below the videos. That's a form of interaction that YouTube takes very seriously. There's also a notification button that you can press. That helps too, but your interaction really speaks volumes. So comment. That's why I said please comment. Tell me what platform you like. We can get a conversation going. And what that does is creates kind of a community feel to the video. YouTube likes that. And I like that. We all like that. So put a comment down there. As for the share, that does community again. Anything that starts bringing people together is big. So subscribe, comment, and share. Now there's also one more thing. On the end screen, there's going to be a linked video and a playlist. If you click the playlist, you're going to go to all of the videos that are in the mini-series. If you clicked the linked video, you're going to go to a special video that is only available to people who click on that link. And if you click on that link, I am going to share with you a YouTube video strategy that I've not heard talk about anywhere else. And that would be clickbait only if it weren't true. But it is true because I am going to show you a special YouTube strategy. So the end screen is coming up. Click the video and I'll see you on the other side.